one day I had this epiphany. I was walking down the hall and I knew I didn't want to go to law school anymore, didn't know what I was going to do, didn't feel like I could advance in the company. I had a couple of promotions, but didn't know really what I wanted or what to do. I just knew it wasn't engineering. I even thought about going back to school and getting an engineering degree, which in hindsight is, that's just not how my mind works. I'm more of a finance strategy language person.
Yep.
And so I had this light bulb. I was walking down the hall in the office and I realized I should get an MBA. And I think before that point, Patrick, I honestly don't know where that thought came from because I didn't know anyone that had an MBA. I didn't really know what an MBA was. It just suddenly occurred to me, that's what I need. I should study, business and marketing and all of these things to open up my options so that I can choose the jobs and choose the industries, choose the job function, have more control over my career. And that was a major turning point for me. I went that night and got a GMAT book and started studying for the GMAT that night. The very next day, I went to Pepperdine University, my alma mater, they had an info session for their MBA program. I went the very next day and it was suddenly, I had years and years of no direction and suddenly I had a plan. And
it just came to your head. It wasn't like, had you even heard of what an MBA was?
I honestly don't know how. I must have heard about it, but you would think
maybe it was like on the radio, you heard some sort of like ad and like it was back there and then it just for some reason.
No one told me because like I said, I didn't know anyone that had one.
Your subconscious brain was probably working on the problem of like, I don't really know where I'm going. What do I need while you're sleeping and doing all that stuff? And then suddenly it just like came to your conscious.
And I think I solve problems that way. Sometimes I get the answer when I'm on a flight or in a dream or in a car. I think you're right. The subconscious is working on it. And without realizing it, I just felt lost, but that occurred to me and I realized that was the answer. And so I was so excited and filled with hope because I suddenly realized I had a potential and also a chance to start over. So my MBA experience was the exact opposite of my undergrad experience, except that I took school seriously both times, but I didn't take the planning seriously the first time. And so it was sort of a do-over for me.